Hello, I'm Jordan Small, Executive Director here at the NZ-US Council. Today I want to take you through very quickly our latest NZ-US Council trade dashboard. Let's jump right in there. So it's going to be a very high level picture, and we'll save sort of the deep dives for future videos. But US still our third largest export market. Exports up 900 million on the same period last year, while imports have continued the slide we've seen over the last year, down 1.8 billion. There's the other thing I really like to focus on, and it's a feature of this dashboard, is where we're seeing major export changes. Where have we seen major export changes since 2016? So that could be both increases or declines in export volume. And so that's what this little panel is showing us. You see there, of course, personal, cultural and recreational services, a big decline there, 44%. There's a tourism sector. Increases in business services over the last 5 years or so. ICT, intellectual property. So plenty of good news stories there. The other panel that I've focused in on over the last year or so is just looking at the mix of goods versus services exports, market to market. And of course, I'm very interested in what we're doing in the US. We see there currently about 27% of what we export to the US is services. The other very interesting thing, of course, and really should be no surprise, is just over the last year that massive decline in services exports. And that's, of course, mainly down to COVID. That's no personal travel, that's no business travel, tourism gone, and to a smaller extent, education or export education. Those levels down also. And then, of course, just the surge in our goods exports. So you see that showing here is just that increasing divergence or gap, when previously we'd been seeing over time just this really very slow and gradual increase in the proportion of services exports. So that's the US story, and you can compare that with any other nation. So here we're showing China. 11% of what we export to China is a services export. So those are the few things I like to focus in on this head page. Let's jump in and have a little bit more of a detailed look at one of the main categories of exports. I guess the overwhelming picture there is just really the importance of our traditional exports. You see massive growth in frozen beef meat, up 42%. Of course, personal travel down 40%. Wine up 5%. Sheep meat down, but casein, dairy product, up 20.5%. And whey and milk constituents also up 9.4%. And then, of course, computer software. But like I said, that foundational role of our more traditional exports there is very clear there. What isn't so clear, and what you really don't see in the numbers, is just the effort of our traditional exporters to innovate and to move up the value add chain. And so you're seeing that in the form of partnerships with US players in particular, get into some of those high value segments like sports nutrition, and that's where you see a lot of casein and whey and milk constituents going. You see it in really some of the big brand and marketing efforts that our red meat sector is doing right across the US, but in particular on the West Coast there. And those efforts obviously showing some payoffs, and I think that's a continuing character of our trading relationship with the US, actually, which is it's continually or increasingly characterized by innovation, sort of value add, and services. And I think that's really quite exciting. That's all the time I have for this video. Send me questions if you have any. Jump on the dashboard for yourself. You'll find it on our website. Let me know if you have any feedback. Thanks for joining us. See you again soon.